Number 1. Saving Stephanie McMahon from the Ministry of Darkness on the April 26, 1999 episode of Monday Night Raw. When your daughter has been kidnapped by your current worst enemy, the Undertaker, and the only way to save her is by asking help from Stone Cold Steve Austin, who just so happens to be the number one person whose life you've purposely made a living hell out of, it's a situation that can only be described to the Mr. McMahon character and the words of legendary actor Bill Duke.
You know you done effed up, right?
Such was the case when The Undertaker had Stephanie McMahon crucified to his symbol and attempted to marry her against her will. Man, the storylines of the Attitude Era was wild. After failed attempts from Ken Shamrock and The Big Show to save Stephanie, just as The Undertaker's getting ready to unholy kiss Stephanie by rolling his eyes in the back of his head, the glass shatters to a huge pop, which means only one thing: Stone Cold Steve Austin is coming out to wreck folks. And boy does he, running down to nearly blast Mideon's head off with a clothesline. And I'll never forget the sight of when I was a kid seeing the awesome visual of Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker in his cloak trading blows. It was always such a powerful visual to me because it's Steve Austin as a character showing that he is not afraid of anyone, even if it means blasting through all the minions and going straight to the final boss first. I also always love the subtle part of where Austin starts to get the better of The Undertaker during their exchange, then right as Mideon attacks Austin, you see The Undertaker kinda try to attack Steve Austin, but then he's like, F it, trying to forcibly marry Stephanie ain't worth it, I'm out of here, and he just dips. The Lord of Darkness just dips right out of the ring. Still, it is just an incredible sight to see Steve Austin destroying the entire Ministry of Darkness all by himself, by delivering a stunner to Mideon in the ring, then blasting Bradshaw in the head with a steel chair, then whacking Ron Simmons across the face with a steel chair, then quickly going out of the ring to blast Viscera with a steel chair as if to say you can get this work too. Austin gets back in the ring to put down Mideon with another chair shot to the head, then talks some trash and throws Mideon out of the ring. Wow, I didn't realize until I watched this segment back, it took 3 tries for Steve Austin to finally put Mideon down. He was stubborn, leaving the entire Ministry of Darkness embarrassed with a furious leader because they all just got their butts lit up by one man. Woo! These were the types of moments that got you hyped up as a Stone Cold fan in the Attitude Era. Now, Jim Ross's commentary always adds a lot, but this particular quote added a lot to the Steve Austin character. He didn't do this for Vince McMahon. I guarantee you he did this because it was the right thing to do. For as much as he lived by the motto DTA, for as much as he hated his rival Vince McMahon, this segment at the end of the day showed that the Stone Cold character did have a heart for at least the innocent, or at least sometimes. Speaking of innocent, back when Stephanie McMahon's character was an innocent young woman on these shows, because we all know not too long after the storyline she would become nearly as evil as her father, thus leading Stone Cold having to put her down with a stunner too. However, I feel till this day one of the most wholesome moments I've seen on WWE programming is Stephanie McMahon hugging Stone Cold Steve Austin because he was her hero in this moment. Yet Austin does not want to show emotion due to wanting to preserve his toughest SOB persona, so he doesn't hug her back nor tries to push Stephanie off of him, realizing that she's just an innocent person who was caught up in this evil plot to get to her father. And honestly, one of the best storytelling visuals is when Stephanie McMahon hugs her father and Steve Austin and Vince McMahon both have this glare at one another that speaks so much louder than anything they could say on the microphone. Austin's look saying, I still hate you, but I couldn't sit back and watch them take advantage of your innocent daughter that way. With Vince McMahon's look saying, I know you didn't have to do this, but you did, and thank you. In that moment, it was some of WWE's best storytelling. The fact that you would have two people that hate one another, but yet would not let their hatred be so bad to the point that it stops them from doing the right thing. That is powerful stuff. And of course, this was all just one big ploy for Vince McMahon to be revealed as the higher power with the "It's me, Austin, it was me all along, Austin." But still, it did big business for WWE. Undertaker and Steve Austin's rivalry on Monday Night Raw ended up getting, with their main event, the biggest WWE Monday Night Raw ratings of all time, one that has yet to be surpassed as of this recording. And we still got tons of great moments of Austin versus McMahon as the 1997 to 1999 portion of their feud came to a satisfying conclusion. Also, WWE business during the rest of the Attitude Era would continue to be at an all-time high. This segment was the perfect blend of all-time great stone cold butt-kicking action and great storytelling, and with all the success that it led afterwards, hands down had to be number one on my list, as it is one of my favorite moments in WWE history. Now, these were just 4 of many great moments that Stone Cold Steve Austin has provided us throughout his entire career, and that's the bottom line, because the legacy that Stone Cold Steve Austin left on professional wrestling will forever say so.